Good afternoon, and thank you for being here with us today. This is the first grade CogAT screener training for the Highly Capable program. The CogAT screener is an approximately 45-minute online assessment that identifies highly capable students for participation in learning, enrichment, achievement program services in their general education classroom. Who tests? The CogAT screener is a universal screener administered to all students in first grade and in fifth grade, unless a parent or guardian chooses to opt out. The testing window is October 14th through October 18th. The makeup window is the following week, October 21st through October 25th. Testing resources. We have created a few testing resources to help guide you through administering the screener. You can find these materials on the Canvas portal under Assessment and Research, then under CogAT. On Canvas, you are able to access all of the training materials, including the Everett Public School Testing Guide, CogAT Screener at a glance that gives you an overview of the testing process, and this PowerPoint presentation. On the right side of the screen, you're able to see a snapshot of the Data Manager platform, and you will also see a link to the Data Manager website. This is the website where you will create sessions, monitor progress, and can find additional resources under the Help button. Additional testing resources. This slide provides the key points of contact for any technical difficulties, issues, or questions that may arise during testing. Each person listed here, including myself, Crystal Gill, is ready to assist with any challenges you may face regarding the Data Manager platform. Please feel free to contact Lindsay, myself, or Data Manager's Customer Service Center. If your issue is related specifically to computer hardware rather than the web-based platform Data Manager, please reach out directly to our IT department for assistance. We are happy to help in any way that we can. Overview of the day. Follow these steps to ensure a smooth and successful experience for you and your students. Before you begin to test, ensure you have the following materials: one pair of headphones per student, one student Chromebook per student that is fully charged, and one extra Chromebook in case of tech issues. Be sure to have a copy of the testing incident report and a copy of a Do Not Disturb sign. To prepare the room, please arrange desks for good proctoring, and so students are encouraged to stay focused and avoid socializing during the screening process. Then hang your Do Not Disturb signs on your doors before testing begins. The next step would be to create a test session for the CogAT screener in Data Manager before signing in the students. More details will follow on slide 8. Next step would be to complete the testing incident report if any testing anomalies occur. Please turn in your report to the office manager or email it to highlycapable@everettsd.org. Create a test session. Please log into the Data Manager platform ahead of time. Please don't wait until test day to verify that you can log in. If you do not have an account, please send me an email to kgil@everettsd.org so I can create an account for you. If you have previously used the Data Manager platform, sign in using the link provided on this slide. Enter your email address, which is your district email and password. If you do not remember your password, please select the Forgot Password option on the sign-in screen and follow the steps to reset your password. After you successfully sign in, you will see a Proctoring tab on the right-hand side. Click the Proctoring tab. The Proctor Session page opens up to the Manage tab and displays any current and expired test sessions. Create testing sessions. To create a session, follow the instructions below. In the Test Event slot, please select First Grade CogAT Screener. In the second slot, which is the grade, select Grade 1. In the third slot, Test Group, select CogAT Screening Form 7 or CogAT Screening Form 8. Either option is perfectly acceptable. Then the fourth slot is the level. Please double check that you are selecting level 7. The battery subtest, please select verbal picture analogies. And then the last step is selecting audio English. After you select test admin type, which is audio English, your next step will be to create the session name. The session name format should be the following: school abbreviation / teacher's last name / test type, which is CogAT screener, then grade, which is first grade. I have provided an example below. For number 8, the draw screen, please choose on. And the last step for creating a testing session is clicking Create Session. Once you click Create Session, your session will be displayed in the Created Sessions area and is ready for you to proctor. Now, please take a moment to carefully verify the grade level and test type before beginning the exam. Selecting the incorrect grade or test type will require us to administer the screener again with the correct settings. To avoid any delays, it is very important to double check that the appropriate options have been selected. A few things to note before starting the test. This is a good time to remind your students about a few things. The subtest they are about to start, that they should stay quiet and seated during and after testing, to raise their hands for help. Also remind them, when we are testing, our eyes are only on our own screen. Please note, we cannot help students answer test questions. They will need to make their best educational guess. We are able to help in case they are having any technical issues. For example, their computer turned off, or they're trying to select a specific answer and it will not select the answer. Then we can go ahead and problem solve from there. But as far as helping the student answer questions, we are unable to do that. Chromebook checklist and troubleshooting. Here are some tips regarding troubleshooting student Chromebooks. When you open up a Chromebook, press the volume key to adjust the volume. Then plug in the student's headphones. When the headphones are plugged in, look for the headphones icon and adjust the volume if needed. To open up Data Manager on a student's Chromebook, click the Apps button and select HMH Data Manager. After selecting HMH Data Manager, a sign-in screen will appear on the student's Chromebook screen. Alright, now you're finally ready to start screening. When your students are ready to begin, double-click on the CogAT screener session that you previously created. Please make sure that you are selecting your session and not a session that belongs to another teacher. When you click on your session, another tab will appear within Data Manager. Please note that after you complete each subtest, a new tab with a new session code will appear. You will find the session code needed to log in students on the example provided on the upper right-hand side of the screen. There are 3 subtests, and each subtest will have a unique session code. I highly recommend that you write the session code on the board so that students can be ready to log in. Students log in. In order for your students to log into Riverside, they will have to do the following. Students start logged out of their Chromebooks, so this is a good time to instruct the entire class to get completely logged out of their Chromebooks, not shut off, but logged out. Then they'll be able to see the Apps menu on the lower left-hand side. When they click Apps menu, they'll be able to see Riverside Data Manager appear. Once they see Riverside Data Manager, they'll click on that button, and then another pop-up will appear saying Take a Test. Once you see Take a Test, you will instruct the students to click Take a Test. Then on the right side of the screen, you'll see that there's two areas for students to log in. Please make sure that the students are logging in on the right-hand side where it says Student ID, which is their lunch number, and then Session ID. The session ID that you will be inserting in there is the session code that you previously created. After the students enter their student ID and their session ID, then they'll be clicking Sign In. After they click Sign In, a pop-up will ask them to verify their name. Please make sure that the students verify that their names appear in that pop-up. Students will now have to wait for your approval. Have them raise their hands if they do not see their name on the waiting screen. Approve students. Once the students are able to successfully log into Data Manager, their names will begin to appear under the Waiting for Approval section on your Data Manager screen. If you see any students that are missing or not showing up in the Waiting for Approval section, that means that they are having trouble logging in. So go ahead and walk over to the student and help them log in successfully. If, for whatever reason, the student is still unable to log in, please contact Crystal Gill or Lindsay DeCarteret. After all of your students appear in the Waiting for Approval section, then you can go ahead and click Approve All. Monitor the sample items. Students will start sample practice items first. Sample items are your opportunity to make sure that the students can hear the audio and understand the instructions. Please remind students to raise their hands for help. Please remind them that they may replay directions as needed. Please actively monitor by walking the room and monitor progress through the Data Manager platform. Look out for students who are looking confused or moving slowly. Remind students to raise their hand if their headphones are not working. On the upper right-hand side, you're able to see an area that says Status. The Status area will show you the progression of each student. For example, Student 1, in the status area, you'll see that they are in question 2 out of 5 out of the sample items. Student 2 is also on question 2 out of 5, and then so on and so forth. Please keep note of people that are moving very, very quickly and people that are moving at a not so quickly pace, and try to encourage them to just make their best educated guess. Monitor student progress. You can provide technical assistance, but please do not answer any content questions. Make sure students are working independently and keep their eyes on their screen. Again, watch for the status column for student completion, student progress, time remaining, and observing students who are moving really fast or slow. The end of the subtest. For the first grade CogAT screener, there are 3 subtests. After you complete each test, please do the following. If a student finishes before the time expires, a Finished button will appear. Students will click Finished. Students must then confirm by clicking OK. They can also instead click Cancel if they want to go back and revise their answers. However, please note that students cannot go back once they do click OK. After the student has finished, they will see a thank you page. The teacher will see the student's status change to completed in Data Manager. If the student has completed their test, but you do not see that reflected on your end, please click the Refresh Status button. By clicking Refresh Status, it will fix that glitch. Please direct your students to click End on their screen. If they do not click End, you will not see a status of completed on your end. Students who finish early will see a virtual paint app on their screen. They will be able to virtually paint until the next subtest begins. On the other hand, if the student time expires, there will be a pop-up indicating that time has expired. Students will then click OK, and then after clicking OK, they will see a thank you page. The teacher will see the student status change to completed, and then you'll have to direct the students to click End. Once status is complete, continue testing all. Once all of the students are finished with their first subtest and show a status of completed, you are ready to move on to the next subtest. In order to move on to the next subtest, you must click Continue Testing All. After clicking Continue Testing All, a pop-up will appear that says Click OK. You will then click OK, and a new tab will appear with a brand new session code. Then you'll follow the steps to complete the subtest as previously provided. Once you have finished the first subtest, the second subtest, and are about to finish the final and third subtest, you will then click End Testing All once all of the students have showed a status of completed. Please make sure to only click End Testing All when all of the students have completed all 3 subtests. Now, if you want to take a break, please try not to take a break in the middle of a subtest unless it's an emergency. Instead, you should click Continue Testing All right after completing a subtest, then immediately click Exit All. Make a note of the current session code. It will then kick all of the students out of their subtest, and they will see their Data Manager login screen. Once students are ready to resume testing, they will go into the Data Manager login screen, type in their ID number and their current session code, and they will be ready to log back in to finish their subtest. Now remember, there's 3 different session codes. Each subtest has its own session code, so make sure you make note of which one you left off on. Then you can resume your subtest. All right, testing is complete. Congratulations. So after the students complete all 3 subtests of the CogAT screener, select End Testing All and then OK. Please complete the testing incident report if any testing anomalies occurred. Please turn it into your office manager, or you can also email it to highlycapable@everettsd.org. Testing emergencies and incidents. An incident is anything unexpected that might happen. See list of common incidents in your testing guide. Please prioritize student safety. Check your testing guide for technology troubleshooting tips. Again, please try not to take a break in the middle of a subtest. If you must leave the room in the middle of a subtest, please follow the instructions below. You will click Exit All, again, only if students are in the middle of a subtest. Then you will have to make a brand new session. So refer to slide number 8. You will basically copy everything that slide number 8 has. The only thing that's going to change is selecting the battery/subtest. For battery subtest, you will select the subtest that students did not complete. To resume testing, students will then log in using their student ID and the brand new session code that you just created. And that's all we have for today. If you have any questions, if you are having a hard time logging into your data manager platform, please give me a call, reach me via email, kgill@everettsd.org. I'd be happy to help answer any questions that you may have. You may also reach out to Lindsay DeCartere. Her information is also listed in this PowerPoint presentation. But thank you so much for coming and learning all these wonderful things, and we wish you the best of luck.